Hi, good morning, everybody. Rob Vest here, CEO of the Invest Health and Performance Institute, home of CrossFit Williamsville, just outside of Buffalo, New York. And I want to come at you a little bit from the perspective of now. What are we? What is today? The 12th. We're 12 days into the new year, and I know that a lot of us probably set fitness goals. I know a lot of us maybe went out and joined a gym, and I know a lot of us have maybe already given up on those fitness goals. And so I put together a simple thought about some of the basic things that we have to really come to agreement with when it comes to getting in shape, and kind of where my mindset is when it comes to this, when I speak about this subject, when I talk to my clients, and kind of what we're aiming for. So I put a couple quotes in the very beginning that we'll talk about real quick, and then I'll get to the gist of it. This is going to be too long of a video. It's going to be fast and furious. I wrote it out, so I'm kind of going to be reading and then probably riffing on it, so I hope you bear with me, and I hope we get some substance at the end of it. But the first quote is from our 16th president, and it's probably familiar to a lot of you. But discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. And it is kind of a trite, kind of delayed gratification that people really don't, it seems like in our society, want to not acknowledge is so important, right? If you want to get in shape, and your ultimate goal, and I know that's kind of like a nebulous thing, get in shape, but if you want to feel better, you want to move better, you want to look better, that stuff's not going to happen by anything that you do today, and it's not going to happen by anything that you do tomorrow. It's going to happen by putting one foot in front of another and consistently doing the right thing for the next 90 days. Right? That's what the sell-off is. That's what it comes down to. And it directly leads me into this next quote by Robert Collier, he's a 20th century kind of an author who he did a bunch of success books back in the day. But he says success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. It's literally what I was exactly talking about. And then a quote that is kind of, it's not attributed to anyone that I like, is it's not about having time, it's about making time. If we could take those kind of three attitudes and get into this idea that the sobering, I guess, theme of everything that I want when it comes to our health, when it comes to our well-being, when it comes to our fitness level, is that you're not going to win at this until you prioritize sleeping, how you're eating, and moving your body consistently, right? I want you to really understand that fitness and life is not going to improve until you fix the basics, and those are the basics, right? How you eat, how you sleep, and how you choose to move your body are the basic building blocks of what's going to turn you into whatever fitness or physical or health thing you want to achieve. And yes, we could go down that route of, maybe around all of it is our mindset. But hopefully this is going to address how to do that, right? Because you can simply come into this gym and you can beat the hell out of yourself and push through every grueling workout and come consistently, and then still feel stuck if your sleep is trash, if your diet is all over the place, right? And we can even take it further. If your idea of movement is only the hour that you're here, and you go at home and you sit at a computer for 19 hours a day and you're not moving or working on some mobility things, like, you could just be spinning your wheels, right? And the truth of it all is you may be losing at this game of getting in shape, but not because you're lazy, but simply because you're not prioritizing the most important things first, right? If you have this concept that somehow you can outwork bad sleep, you cannot, right? Recovery is going to happen most when you're actually sleeping, right? That's when your muscle's going to grow. It's when it's going to repair itself. Without it, you can't repair, rebuild, or grow stronger, right? If you want energy, if you want better focus, if you want faster results, sleep is like the secret pill, right? The goal is to start by getting somewhere around 7 to 8, maybe if you're training hard, 9 hours of sleep a night. I know it sounds like a pipe dream, but even not just that, try to get real solid sleep, but also try to get to bed at the same time consistently. That's a game changer, right? I'm already talking longer than I wanted to, but we get into food. I need you to realize that you are what you eat. I cannot stress the number of times, excuse me, someone will come up to me and talk about how bad they feel and how this is X, Y, Z, and I ask them, well, how are you eating? And they're like, I'm not eating great, but that's not the reason. No. That is very much the reason, right? Stop treating your body like it's a garbage disposal. If your meals are an afterthought, they're filled with processed junk food, tons of sugar spikes, and you're eating stuff, don't be surprised when you're not getting the progress whether on the scale or in your performance or how you're feeling, right? You cannot PR on fast food and expect to do good in the gym, right? If you can just reimagine the way that you think about food as, and it almost sounds, some people don't like the cliche of saying food is fuel. So if you don't like thinking of food as fuel for your car engine that is your body, then think of it as, I want to put food in my body that serves me, right? Rather than that holds me back from the goals I want to achieve. And I think you'll see how quick things change as we can do that, right? And now here's what we'll talk about a little bit, movement. I mean, for some of you, I'm happy for you to just get to the gym 3 to 4 times a week. Get those, in our CrossFit world, that's about 3 to 4 hours of movement a week. But what I want us to also have aware of is there's this idea that movement should be incorporated to our life, right? If you're sleeping well and you are eating well and you're making it to our gym 4 to 5 times a week, then there should also be this feeling about you that you want to move more often. And that can mean you take the stairs, that you choose to walk more, that when you wake up in the morning, instead of complaining about feeling stiff, you go through a little bit of mobility routine that your coach might show you how to do. If your neck's feeling stiff, you spend 5 or 10 minutes doing our shoulder rolls and our stretches, 5 to 10 minutes, 2 to 4 minutes, right? So we can work on all the stuff that kinks up throughout our days living like this, right? It's important that you remember your body is designed to move, not to just sit still. And the goal isn't just to survive the workout, it's to thrive outside of the gym, right? So I think overall, closing this thing out is, I want you to ask what your priority is, right? I'm going to promise you, whether you're 25 or whether you're 55, if you're still chasing quick fixes, if you're chasing shortcuts or hacks, I want you to think of this as your wake-up call, your slap in the face that says, hey, there are no hacks, right? You're not going to win until you make those 3 things a priority in your life. And that will help set up health as being the foundation of your life. And that's what we're after, right? And it's not just sometimes, and it's not when it's convenient, but you want to approach it every single day, right? Also, I'll get into semantics a little bit, but we shouldn't think of this as a punishment. I can't tell you how quickly you could change what you're getting into instead of using this thought process of, I have to eat, I have to go work out, I have to move my body, I have to get to sleep. And start thinking of, I get to eat healthy and nutritious. I get to move my body so that I feel better. I get to sleep at a decent time of night so my body is happy and feels good in the morning, right? So here's the challenge. I want you to ask yourself, are you getting enough good quality sleep, right? Are you eating foods that fuel your goals? Or think of it this way, are you eating are you eating food that serves you and moves you toward what you want to achieve rather than pulling you away from it, right? And now are you moving and treating your body like someone that wants to thrive in their life rather than just survive on the way through, right? I always like the idea of thinking about your body versus your car and looking at how we treat our cars. And that the sore or the sad truth is that most of us in America treat our cars that we drive better than we treat our bodies that we live in. And that just seems so crazy for me, because hopefully my car lasts me 5 or 6 years. I'd like my body to last me about 100, right? So if you're not getting enough quality sleep, if you're not eating food that serves you, if you're not moving like someone that wants to continue to move till they're 80, 90 years old, I think it's time to make a change, right? Not tomorrow, not next week, now. We should also understand that winning is not about being perfect, but it's about owning up to your choices and making better ones every single day. So you can stop coasting, so you can stop bullshitting, stop waiting, and start to prioritize what matters most, right? You got this. You totally got this. There's enough resources out there. Reach out to me, DM me, text me, come visit me at the gym. I'll set up a Zoom call. I have a client that lives in India, right? It's fantastic. We're 10.5 hours apart. We chat once a week, right? My overwhelming message is I need you to be in charge, take care of the things that matter most in your life, health-wise, and it'll make everything else feel better, right? Have a great Sunday, whatever time you're listening and watching this. I'll talk to you all soon.